What's up and welcome to Nacho's Cafe. This is your boy Will, aka Nacho, and today is Taco Bout It Tuesday, where me and a guest will sit and talk about it, whatever it is, and that's what we'll be talking about. You ready? So today we are going to be talking about it, and what it is today is actually going to be talking about discrimination in gay community, and what that is. Overall, basically, is discrimination within the community itself. And I think just by saying we all kind of go through that in our own community, like even cultural backgrounds, blacks, we have discrimination in our own, Hispanics, Asians, it goes down the line. Everybody has their kind of discrimination. But what we're going to be talking about today is a community that we are categorized in this community. So we're just going to talk about it today. But my guest today is Ricky. He goes by Pretty Ricky. He's a friend of mine. We've known each other for almost about 2 years now. And he came into my life, and we actually started talking about motivational stuff, really inspirational things about just how you move forward in life and trying to make things happen for yourself. And he beat me to it because we were actually saying like, hey, let's maybe we should make videos, motivating videos to like talk. And he, every single morning before he went to the gym, he would have these like pep positive talks before and after, like we did it. And he always had a really positive message. And that was so inspiring because I didn't even start my podcast yet. And I know I probably shared with him like, I'm going to do it. I don't know yet, but I didn't even buy the podcast mic yet. And when I did, it sit for a whole year until I moved here. And hi guys, how are you now?
I didn't even remember that.
Yes. And so
Wow.
He's really a big pusher, not just only to himself, but those around him. He also does dance. What is it called?
UJam Fitness. World of Dance.
World of Dance.
UJam
I know
Fitness,
before
because they collaborated.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is every Wednesday, and now he does it from home. Right?
Facebook Live, because Corona, Miss Rona, she took over.
So, and this is just saying there is no excuse. You still can get it going. You know what I mean? Like, oh, the gyms are closed. I can't go. Well, guess what? There's home. Right. You got space. Figure it out.
And it's free.
Right. So, I mean, there's no excuse. And everybody wants an excuse why they can't do something or stick to the routine that they do. And he found a way, and he did that. He also belongs to a group called, it's like a nonprofit substance abuse company that he actually works with.
McAllister Institute is the name.
McAllister. Okay, perfect. Oh, yes. Now okay.
You know McAllister?
Yes. No,
okay.
I've seen the brand. Not brand, but I've seen the
They're
company
big
logo.
in the recovery community.
It's really big.
Very big.
And so he's been doing, how long have you been doing that now?
When it hits September, it will be 3 years.
Wow, nice. Yeah, positive. Basically, he's someone who just sees that someone who's himself as an individual really pushed himself to go further because he saw a goal within himself and he achieved it. So if he can do it, so can anybody else. No matter what, it's a mind game, but it's also who you stick yourself around with, and being as a company who's all for that, to pushing like you can do this, you can conquer this, and keep encouraging, and you can do it. There's no excuses. The only enemy is yourself. Without further ado, this is my friend, Pretty Ricky. Just like a
Howdy, y'all.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for doing this with me. He wasn't easy to get to do this because...
She's gonna call me out. You just call me out.
Well, okay, I won't.
No,
call
you're right.
him out.
No, it's true. You're right. Go ahead. Tell the truth. Jesus is gonna strike us with lightning. We don't tell the truth. Tell the truth. You're right. Go ahead.
Well, it's because, and I get this a lot from a lot of people, because when I have individuals in my life, I see them, and I see something that they have a passion or a drive, and it's like you have so much to offer, so why not share it with the world? And I know when we say the world, it's like, ooh, I don't know. First, we think about how we're gonna sound, like. Oh my God, do I sound like a woman? Do I sound like a guy? Is my accent too heavy?
People are going to judge you, the fear of that as well.
But in life, everyone's judging.
True.
We judge ourselves more than the outside world judges us, which is pretty sad. but we are our worst critic. And so what I just encouraged my friend Ricky was like, okay, he's like, no, I'm not ready. I don't want to do that. And I was like, okay, okay, I'm not gonna push anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. So I'm just like, well, I would love for you to be a guest because you have so much positivity, things to say and offer, and you have a voice and it deserves to be heard. And that's my whole thing about this in particular show. Now I don't want to go ranting about it because I can, and I probably did it before in another show. And he
convinced me, obviously, why I'm sitting here.
I saw him out, and he's all, "So your podcast."
And I thought it was amazing. No, yeah, because I honestly felt like what you were saying, what I took from it is like, if one person can hear me say something and it influence them or make a positive change in their life or motivate them in some way, then why not do it?
Right. And I think that people deserve to hear this because you never know who's out there who's thinking the exact same or went through the not maybe the exact, but went through something similar to that, and they just need to hear someone's voice that can encourage them. And here we are, and that can be someone in Spain, and you can't reach them,
right?
But this can.
They're probably gonna read the subtitles. We gonna have subtitles.
Or Italy, or right. Yeah, exactly, like subtitles. Yeah, but today what we're talking about is something that I've actually been working on this. I don't think this is going to be the last time I'm going to be talking about this topic because it's a really broad topic and so many perspectives and opinions can actually come into it. But it's really talking about, like I said, discrimination in the gay community. We've evolved compared to what it used to be like in the beginning in the closet. I mean, it goes way back to biblical. It goes back into ancient Rome. And, I mean, we've been around, honey. There's no hiding us, but it's more upfront. And I feel like now that we have the platform, now, and, however we want to see it, like, I feel like things have gotten a little complicated or sometimes too much. And this is not discriminating people's opinions and ideas of trying to identify themselves. I'm not talking about that. What I'm saying is that if I was a newbie coming out of the closet, because I'm already confused within myself of being who I am, and this is talking about back then, because back then it was so hard coming out. Either whether, because for me, I grew up in the church, so I had a lot on me, family, how they're gonna look at me, and all that. So I had a lot of those factors in, and I feel like nowadays it's so accepting. You got children who really don't have to go through that hardship, but it's still there for some of us, and some still go through that, and it's like, then you come into a new world, and then trying to see where you have to figure out still where you fit in. And it's like, I just left something trying to fit in, and I didn't fit in. And then if I don't fit here, so where do I fit? Where does the category called human finally exist? I mean, we're already going through it already with the situations going on in the world. And then now we get into our gay community, and I have to face that too. Yes, I'm all about identifying yourself, but what else? So anyways, I would like to stop looking at my list. I would like to talk to you about just discrimination in gay community, in our community, and why is it something that you would want to actually talk about?
So, if you think about it, I think we're great people to speak on it because of the fact that we've maybe one point in our life has fall under the discrimination factor. If you've been on dating sites, you see no fat. I used to be 300 pounds. No femme. Bitch. Period.
Right.
No Asians. No blacks. You know what I mean? So I think that we're perfect platforms to speak about it because we fall in that category and we understand what it feels like to be on the other end of being discriminated against. And I feel like if we don't talk about it, people are just comfortable with making those discrimination, like acting a certain way. You know what I mean? So I kind of I wanted to bring it to light.
Yeah. And I agree because it's something that I feel like it's on some people's minds. Some are just, living status quo and doing the superficial. I mean, I'm an individual that goes deeper into a human being and what creates a human being and what's next. Because we are people too, but you're still trying to put me in a category. Just like you were saying about you got these apps. And one of the number one questions, when you're hitting up somebody or someone hits you up, top or bottom, mask or femme. And it's like, well, what is masculine and what is feminine, because
Right.
I may not be switching my hips and I don't have a purse, but I have a soft side to me, and I know how to be affectionate, because to me, and this is why people like, okay, I ain't talking to you because you just talking too much, and then I'm like, and then masculines are scared to show themselves. You put on this facade all harder and everything, but no
Right.
heart. So, am I
I
masculine?
don't
Am I
ever know how to-
feminine?
I don't ever know how to answer that question. I get that question a lot.
I will
Are you more
dive in
mas-
because I'm like, do you really want me to answer?
So the reason why I don't dive in sometimes is I feel like some people's mindset is so closed, and when you give them too much information, they shut down.
Good.
So you just shutting them all down then.
I'm like, well, then this is not gonna go anywhere.
Right.
You know?
But for me, it's just like I hate to say this, but like sometimes I don't want my words to fall on deaf ears.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I know I can speak from sunrise to sunset, and some people are just not gonna get it. They're not meant to get it. They don't understand it. But when I am asked that question, "Are you master? Are you femme?" I fucking hate that question so much because it's like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I really don't. What I always say is I don't know. I'm just me.
And that has always been my answer too. I'm like, well, I'm me. If you're worried about if I'm gonna embarrass you,
We're
no.
not fit. You might not want to hang out with me because I'm probably gonna embarrass your ass.
Like, can't take you to mom's, or,
Right.
you know, like,
We have to butch it up, but I'm just not that person.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be me. Like, and especially like, why would you put that pressure on somebody? In my opinion, it's like
Yeah.
when you put that pressure on them, then they're forced to act like something that maybe they're not, or to meet the standards that you're gonna be comfortable with, and I don't like that.
yeah. Now, with you saying that too, of like putting yourself being uncomfortable, now you also hear that term where there's a time and place for everything,
True.
for attitudes as well. So, like, being that, do we hide who we are when it comes to certain situations, or do we be respectful?
Honestly, that's a line that I guess you have to draw for yourself. You know what I mean? It's not a clear cut line.
Yeah.
It's not a black and white.
Yeah.
It's a big gray area. For instance, for work. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, you're not gonna...
Right. You're not gonna...
Because I'm trying to make that money.
Right. I'm not trying to say you have to hide who you are. I'm out at work. People know
Right.
about me at work. I'm not trying to hide who I am. But let's say if somebody asked me, if I was in a workplace that I just started, let's just say I started the position, they asked me, it's none of your motherfucking business who
Yeah.
I sleep with in the end of the day.
Yeah.
I guess I'm old school. Like, my business is my business. When I'm
Yeah.
comfortable with you, then I'll... So, giving you an example,
Yeah.
with nonprofits, if any of you guys know what nonprofit, a big part of our survival is networking. Basically building that partnership with other organizations. So a situation happened where I don't hide who I am, but at the same time, you know, I'm not like, I don't feel like I'm overly either, but you know, this one person from another organization kind of sensed it. She was like, "Ooh, girl." Right, and I did this.
And
I said,
contagious.
we ain't there yet.
Like, yeah, cool. So,
Yeah, we ain't.
Like, you're like,
I said,
"Oh,
we
we're not
ain't
there
there
yet."
yet. Right, we not there yet, boo. I've had to do that a few times.
Right.
It's just like,
but you know, in that too, I feel like that needs to be respected from the other side, not you,
True.
them, because like that same thing happens. Even I hate to get not off topic, but it's like almost relatable. So you can tell with black people, you got somebody who's not black. Girl, I know it. Like,
right,
sister. It's like,
not the sister.
I'm like, I mean, sister, girl.
Right.
And I'm like, girl, we ain't sisters.
Right.
So get your hand off me and stop talking to me like we cool like that. Nah.
I
Not today, Karen.
get that. Right, not today, Karen.
But it's like it has to also come both ways. So it's like, you know, there's got to be a time and place also for them to actually realize, like, you may get excited, but be like, maybe get someone like, hey, you know, are you? Like, girl, yes.
Right.
Like, okay.
And I think that sometimes, and it's harder said than done for a lot of people, because not everyone is as strong-minded or outspoken as I would say that we are.
Yeah.
So you have to draw those boundaries for people. You have to teach them.
Like how we carry ourselves, we're threatened. We're not threatened. We are threatening. Anything that walks with confidence in who they are in their body is going to be intimidating because, like, oh, this is like another cocky bitch.
Right.
I don't care if you get your straight. Think he all that, and I'm like, I am.
See, and my thing is, because when I was so overweight and stuff back in the day, I didn't see that in myself, and I naturally grew into that. And then I'm not like when people are saying that now, like, oh, it's you're intimidating to certain people. I'm like, I'm just me. I didn't know that that's an issue for people sometimes, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Child.
Now, question on that too. Now, you lost weight for you, or did you lose weight because you were trying to do it for others to be accepted? Because I know, and I want to dive into that too, because just because I know larger men in the gay community
Get discriminated against.
Gets discriminated, right. And it's like, I don't, you're not my type. It's like, okay, I will say, big man, y'all got some confidence. I'm not, because when they will be the first one to hit you up and show you all the goodies, I'm like, damn, like, okay, first
I love
of all,
me a thick boy. Let me tell you.
First of all, I'm gonna be like,
thick boys are
kudos
winning.
to you. I'm not interested because you need to be a little bit more discreet,
right?
But kudos, because I'm not hating and I'm not mad at all, because I'm just like, y'all ain't got no shame and y'all ain't scared. Good job. Don't change that. Like, seriously, because it's admirable, because like you're already being discriminated already, so it's like, F it. I'm gonna take it or leave it. I know what I can do.
Some people pay for the curves, though. They really pay for the curves.
Everybody
and
know
so your
like.
question for me is like, why did I lose the weight?
Yeah.
And I always tell people, I love telling people this story.
Thank you.
As a minority, and somebody who grew up in the hood, the way I was raised, whatever's on your plate, you finish it. The children back in Laos, because I'm Laos, or I heard a lot of black household, children back in Africa are starving. My mom would say, children in Laos, they don't have food. So you finish the food on your plate.
Right.
So for me, we didn't really talk about fitness. We didn't really understand it. We didn't really know it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people in my family were a lot bigger. We got hips, we got thighs, we got butt. So for me, I never saw it as a bad thing. I never saw it as something that's ugly.
Yeah.
I decided to lose the weight on me because I started college when I was 18, and I walked up a flight of stairs. I was at City College, graduated with my associates in psychology, transferred over to state. Didn't finish because life happened, but I got far. I had 3 classes away from getting my bachelor's, but beside the point of that, I walked up a flight of stairs, and I was breathing really heavily. And my mom recently at that time got diagnosed with diabetes. And a lot of people know that's genetics. So we don't really think about diet. We don't really think about that kind of stuff within my culture. We eat sticky rice, like, we don't worry about that kind of stuff. Like when you bigger, you're beautiful in my culture. Like, but when you're scrawny, it's like you better eat so that you can.
Why aren't you eating?
Yeah.
You're like, no.
So for me, it's a culture shock when I come into my adulthood and then go out into the gay community and they see it as such a negative, disgusting, unlikable thing. I didn't make the change for them. I made the change for my health. Yeah. And then for me, and I think this is the reason why I love my job so much. I help people who struggle with substance abuse addiction. I think that low key, maybe high key, because when I used to be 300 pounds, I was probably addicted to food, know? So for me, it turned into a mental health thingy where people say I go extreme. I work out every single day. And if you don't believe me, go check my Apple Watch on my phone. It has a little... Every day. And my thing is, people would look at me in the gay community and be like, oh, you really thick? Guess what? I would run circles around all you skinny girls.
He'd be up in a Stairmaster and treadmill, and hey, that's Sam Boo Boo, yes, honey boo, cha-cha.
I burn over 1,000 calories when I teach my dance class. Over 1,000 calories in an hour. I'm just saying, I don't play, like, fitness is a big deal. Like, I believe in, like, that you should love your body. Yeah. Because naturally, I'm never going to be stick skinny. And I don't aspire to be. I work out every day for my health, my mental health, my physical health, because I think about that 300-pound college kid, freshman, that walks up a flight of stairs and just breathe heavily. And it wasn't healthy for me. So that's the reason why I made the change. And the big thing about it for me that affected me a lot was when I made that drastic change And I did this all naturally, eating healthy. Because when I'm on the dating apps, I noticed that it was a shift from I'm not paying this fat dude any time because he's fat. He's Asian, he's femme. I'm not paying him any time. To, oh, I didn't think that you would respond to me because I feel like you're out of my league. And I'm just like, you haven't even, first of all, you didn't get my name. Second of all, you don't even know anything about me to know that I am out of your league. I still have that same mind frame. So for me, it still fucks with my mind. I would say when it comes to the discrimination factor, when it comes to weight, when it comes to ethnicity, I was raised to love people for who they are.
Yeah.
And that's what they ask me all the time. I get like, what's your type? My type is good people.
Right.
And I wish that that's taught a lot in the gay community because I feel like we can be very catty. And I look at it as like, do you not know that some people look at us in the gay community and be like, I will kill you. I don't want you here because you're gay. But then we're over here attacking each other. We should stand together, united, and be stronger as a community. So that goes big for me.
Yeah. Because we cut eyes at each other. We give each other like, ugh.
Size each other up.
Yeah, all the time. And it's just like, it was already hard being in the closet. Like, then I'm going to go back because I felt comfortable. Shit.
That's why people stay in there for a long time.
Like, no, I'm good. You and your rainbow colors stay over there because y'all, it looks nice.
Right.
But when you get in, it's like, the new kid. Or they're trying to come at you, and because you're fresh meat, if you look a certain way, that is.
Yes.
Okay, because fresh meat, they ain't always the right meat.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying because everybody has an opinion, and it's pretty sad because it's so much judgmental, and gays are almost known for being judgmental.
It's fun.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm having fun on here.
Now, okay, so
it feels very natural. Like I don't feel like there's hella lights on me. Even though there is.
We are live for the gods,
right.
Okay?
I felt like I would run out of things to say, but this is the topic that we're talking about is really big. And that's the reason why I wanted to do this, because if somebody can hear it, it might save them some of the mistakes that, I stumbled through when I was growing into my own, I feel like in the gay community, the reason why sometimes once you get to a point where you're comfortable, it's out there, it's in your face, is because it was so suppressed for so long. Yeah. So once it's out, like, let it all hang out. But that's not always right either. Yeah.
But and then I feel how do you make that determination what is right and what is wrong?
It's up to the person again. That's a gray area. And I feel like a lot of the times don't look at it and be like, oh, that's a straight people's point of view or something. If you believe in those morals and values, you can keep them. Yes. And I hate the fact that like some people throw away those morals and values that they were taught and raised with, because I keep that with me. Yes. In the gay community, it's very big to be in an open relationship. I'm not for that. If I wanna be free spirited, why not be single?
And if you want to have somebody you go back home to all the time, just have a fuck buddy.
Right.
I mean, if you feel comfortable and you're like, well, I didn't have no luck out there. Hey, like, at least you got that one person you go to. Why make it a relationship? Because, like, there's some people who do have the fantasy idea that love does exist. It does. And you have ones that actually want to get married and get married with one person. I think I don't know if I covered on this on another topic, but one of the things that really irritates me, and I have no shame in saying it, I mean, because everybody has their opinions on anything, and I'm not discriminating on anybody. This is my opinion. We fought so hard for marriage, to be married to each other, and a lot of people jumped on that. Some who were actually in love with their partner. Some just doing it just to do it to prove a point because gay people can finally get married. But they weren't, in love. And now, I will never forget, like, when I started going on, there's an app called Scruff, and I saw it more on there. And what's that?
What's that?
It's where you see some men.
The thick ones.
The thick ones, the bears.
Not that I know what you're talking about.
I mean. But, I saw a lot of married partners, relationships, and I'm just like, is anyone single on here? Because like, it's just some of them did have their partners on there with them, but it just was like you got some people who still have that dream
Yes.
that when they were a kid they want to get married, and they don't see that. They never thought about that. They want to grow up and be with that one person. It does exist that you can be with that one person when two souls intertwine.
Even being gay, you can. It still exists. Gay, yes.
I've heard straight couples who've been married and they don't even live in the same house. They are literally neighbors, but it works.
Right.
Because they're in love with each other. They just can't be in the same room.
And the thing is, like, I don't think we're jading the people that does the open stuff.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not like I said, I'm not discriminating. This is just an opinion.
Right. Definitely. You know? And my thing is, if it works for you, great. If you like it, I love it.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that for the people who want that, I feel like it's okay to still fight for it.
Yeah.
You don't have to throw those beliefs out the window just because you're gay.
And then you're seeing a lot of fellow gays who are married, got rings on it, but then they tell someone, well, we're open relationship. And I mean, most of the time that I've heard this story, there's only one that's really benefiting it the most. As much as they may say they're both happy, there's one that's not. They're just putting it inside because they are the one that got married because they love them and they will do anything that makes their partner happy. They're in love with them. The sad thing is, I don't think they were in love with themselves first. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. But
it's really sad, though.
It's sad because you don't need another person to exist. You don't need another person to know that you are somebody, that you are your own person. You don't have to bend because if you guys have reached a wall and the next situation is like, well, let's just open it up. You've reached the end. That's what that means. You know what I mean? Let's fly it over and let everybody... Since we're at this wall, let's just get everybody in here. How about that? Okay, like I said, I'm not judging. I'm just saying you've reached the end. And like I said, if it works for you, it works for you. But it's settling. And like, I'm not no right person. I'm not a wrong person. I'm just a person that sees balance. And I'm just saying from my perspective, and you can yell at me, cuss at me. I don't care.
Right.
Just as you probably don't care what I'm saying. So next.
No, but let me speak reason into you though. Listen to this though. If you feel like your way is right, great. But listen to what we have to say for a moment too. I have a friend who's been in a serious relationship for a really long time, and the thing is, I'm not saying that relationships are this rainbow and butterflies where everything's gonna be perfect. You know, you're gonna be together one on one. Like, I get that there's the ugly in it, but the ugly in it is what makes it great when you're actually able to work through the ugliness in it. One of my really really good friends, like, and he tells me about his relationship all the time, where it's like, even though it's not perfect and they go through stuff all the time, at the end of the day, they're there for each other. And for me, that's
it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, they work through the ugly. I'm talking about the ugliest, grimiest things that they put each other through. In the end of the day, that I know, he'll know if something happens. Let's say he beats somebody's ass and he gets locked up or something. The person he's gonna call is his thing, and it's go get him. So for me, that's what I love to see, and that's what I feel like we should have more in the gay community.
Yeah, I mean, I my best friend and his boyfriend, they've been together for about 7 years, almost 8 now, and and I had them on the show already, and they had talked about, they don't give their they don't give opinion or judge those who do it, and we're not judging either. We're just giving our opinion. It works for some, it may not work for others. There's always that conversation.
Fucking greedy.
That's my opinion too. I
don't share. I'm greedy. Call me jealous if you want. I don't give it.
The reason why I'm in a relationship with this person is because I don't want to share.
Right. I want them.
Like, I want you, because we already did our thing. It's like, I don't need you. Like, okay, well, hold on. And he's not going to hold on. He's going to find somebody else, like, bitch, go do your thing.
Right.
And I'm going to do my thing with one person. And so, I don't know. I guess in that whole, the openness, it tears away the dream of well, can I find everlasting with another human being? And for that, you can only answer that unto yourself, because if you see yourself as an everlasting human being that you just love, and you love yourself, not infatuated with yourself, you love yourself, okay?
Self-love, yeah.
There's a difference. Then you're able to keep that dream alive, but with the right person. Because there's a lot of people who still have that fantasy, but they haven't did the work on themselves. And so then they think that this person,
It's
you
gonna
made me
fulfill
be,
them.
you made
Yeah.
me become a person, and I will do whatever it takes just to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
You just set yourself up, because this person be like, well, they want to kind of let go of you, but they like the thought of always having somebody on the side because they don't want to be alone. And so it's like, well, I'm thinking maybe we should just have an open relationship.
Right.
And
relationships are hard that way though, because in all honesty, when you have somebody there with you, it's nice. It's a nice feeling. It's hard not to get attached to them to a point where it's dependent, because you're considering their feelings. They fall into the everyday routine of your life. So it's really, really hard to just be like, I'm still gonna be my own person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I get it to an extent. But again, that's the reason why I always fight for people, like for us to hold on to our morals and values.
yeah,
When you hold on to that, I think it clears out a lot of the bullshit.
it really does. Now let's talk about the politics of gay. And when I mean by politics is how is honestly, it divides. That's what politics do. And so the politics of, and you touched on it, I want to talk about, like, what are the boxes now that the gay community has? Because there's a lot, and I'm behind. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's take, for example, Grindr. Okay, so...
What's that?
Grind... It's that thing that you hear...
You hear that family functions, you be like,
Ooh, I heard that. Someone forgot to push vibrate. They have to pick it
Okay.
there. Everybody ain't no one.
is that you,
I'm
Uncle
like,
Tom?
you know, but there's so many boxes, and let's.
What do you mean by boxes?
Okay. How to identify yourself? We talked about this feminine and mass, but there's the gray area. So you don't just stop at mass and femme. Oh, honey, there's mass and femme, and then there's more. So now that you categorize yourself as femme, well, what kind of femme are you? There's cis man,
androgynous.
cis girl, trans this, trans
What?
that. Otter and bear. At least I know those. I know otter and bear.
Otter and bear.
But there's a lot, and I'm not.
Twink. Is that
about
a
twink?
twink? Twink. Femme.
Gopher.
Gopher.
It's the musky
Deer.
bear.
Right. Dolphin. Like. And some people be looking like dolphins too, though.
We got unicorns.
Unicorns.
Oh, there's a monkey.
Right.
Them the wild ones. I might be that
Right.
one. I may be a monkey.
This is random. That's a
I'm
lot.
a femme mass monkey unicorn.
And I feel like a lot of people's I feel, again, I'm a true believer that everyone's perception is their reality. Because my definition of someone who's thicker might be someone else's definition of somebody who's not, he's not that thick, he's small. So it's hard to fall into a category because not everyone's perception is the same. You know?
We can just never be one community.
Right.
There's so many cliques. We have to create cliques between our own community. To me, that's so sad because, and I see it just even with my black culture. You got the light skin in the middle, and then the dark, and they're supposedly on the bottom. To me, they're the most beautiful. I'm just saying. Like, they think we call them, black people, we call them yellow. We call the light skinned like yellow. Like, oh yeah, you're yellow. You know, the light skinned ones, the Beyoncés, they're the light skinned, so they're the uppity ones. But to me, the most beautiful, I mean, black, to me, I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm getting on topic on the
No, that's fine.
But
It falls under the category of discrimination.
Right. And it's just sad that we have it in our own community. Because, like...
Do you ever notice this, though, Will, sometimes? I notice this a lot, and this happened for me. sometimes when you see somebody that falls into the same category as you, so when I say that I mean this. Asian, oh, another Asian guy.
Okay.
Thick, another Asian thick guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's competition.
Wow.
It's automatically like, you don't know what, do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
It's like, oh, we're giving the same thing.
Yeah.
And my thing is just like, why does it have to be that way? Why does it have to be like, oh, he's giving this and this, so now he's automatically competing?
It's like no
against
matter
me.
what, we're always in competition.
Right, but when you talk to me, I'm 1,000% sure you're gonna get something different out of my mouth than you would get with his. Two different people, two different mindsets, two different backgrounds.
Right.
We may look the same. We may be giving.
It's like saying we were raised in the same house,
right,
but we're not gonna be the same.
But that's the thing. The people that are raised in the same house aren't even the same, because my sister and me, my siblings, all my siblings, I just say my sister because her and I are complete opposite. We were raised by the same parent. We have the same parent. We were upbringing very similar. My mom treated us very similar. And I'm telling you, introvert, super loner, super isolation, super loves that to be in her own little area. Me, I'm outgoing.
You are.
Yeah, I love to.
You are outgoing.
I'm
but
social.
You are always social.
But But the thing is, you believe it or not, I have my introvert qualities too.
Yeah.
But it's just not many people would believe it because I seem like such an extrovert. I am an introvert at times too.
Okay, so how would you categorize me?
You're very talkative. But that obviously that's why you would have a podcast.
It's actually a practice for me, to be honest.
But I've known you for 2 years now. We don't hang out every day or talk every day, but I do see an introvert side in you.
To me, I categorize myself I come off as the extrovert, like you were saying, like how maybe you are perceived.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I just want to be left alone. Like I am like, I will be fine if I don't have to talk to anybody.
Like when I was teaching at 24-Hour Fitness, I would have a minimum when my class picked up before the coronavirus, I would have a minimum of like 30, 35 students, right? And every time, and people don't know this, not everyone knows this, every time before I go to class, I'm sweating bullets. I'm sitting in my car like, fuck, I'm so scared.
Why?
I'm an introvert. No one sees that. But then when the music come on, I'm like,
That's what it is. The music is your element.
True, but no one would think that I'm sitting in a car, literally almost having like a panic attack, nervous as crap.
Yeah.
Like, no one would know that, to be honest. Because when the music happens, you don't see it.
Right. That's interesting.
So I don't fall in a box. Don't put me in a box.
and that's the thing. And I guess, I'm not saying I'm a perfect example, but I'm an example of you cannot put me in a box. Like, this is the whole reason why I did my podcast. I remember sharing to a friend of mine, Robert, who I've had on here, and I told him, I was like, on my podcast, I know how they always have one genre that they're talking about, like encouragement or whatever, comedy,
positive,
whatever,
it's not always that way.
Whatever the category is going to be of that podcast, that's what the purpose of that podcast is. I'm like, not me. No, I'm going to have motivational because that is a deep part of me. But I also am like conversating with people, and I need people to see that I know how to conversate with people. That's just a big part of me, and that's I guess if you want to call intro extra, when it comes to people. Then there's another side of me where it's like, pull the bottle up, let's do it. The entertainment part of me.
You spilled the tea.
I'm just saying, that's a lot of people like certain sides of me. Some people can't handle all of me. Some people like, where's Nacho? Oh, Friday. I want to talk to Will, almost Nacho. Tuesday. I want to talk to Will, Monday. So it's like...
It's not Gemini. You got a lot of people in you.
I cannot be put in a box. I refuse it because it's been a struggle being put in a box so many times, and I can't breathe. And I'm like, no, I'm going to do it my way, and that's it. And I was like, you're going to break podcasting. I'm like, well... He's like, no, but it's good because that's how it starts. Like, you can't be put in a box. If you want something you know, that's why I say like, hey, Monday we're doing motivational. Tuesday we'll be talking about it with the guest, and Friday is like, get the wine. Okay.
And I love that you do that, like where you're talking about a lot of stuff, because as a minority community, we don't. I feel like I could speak for my Lao culture, and I feel like it really reflects a lot of the minority communities. We don't really talk about a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff is in the shadow. You sweep it under the rug. You don't say that. No, you don't talk about that kind of stuff. So that's why I think it's great. You're like, you're shining the light on it. You're like, I see you over there. We're gonna talk about it.
I do. I was like, so.
That's why. That's what I was one of those people in the shadow. I said, I don't want to talk about it, Will. I don't want to come on this.
Okay, well, you will one day. But that's why I'll be patient. I am not gonna worry. Your time will come. Wink. So, and then, you know, he saw me like, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm ready for what? Another drink?
When you get older, let me tell you, this is my birthday weekend. I'm turning 32.
It is.
Asian don't raisin. Period.
Down. Okay.
Black don't crack, Asian don't raisin. We don't raisin. So, yeah, I was like, let me, I feel like it's a good therapeutic method for me to talk about it. Not only for myself, but for whoever else is listening.
Yeah, because I think that we all have certain things in our minds, and you're always wondering, are you the only one?
Right.
And I say that because of myself, because there's been times where it's like, I thought that I was the only one thinking this certain kind of way, and then I met in particular individuals in my life that I've crossed paths with, and man, is it just amazing to hear another perspective of the same issue.
Right.
And it's like, wow, it really isn't all that bad. Or like, I'm like, oh, I thought it was really bad. Like, you got it a lot worse. Or just like, I can conquer that. You know, so it's like, I love conversating with people. I love hearing people's stories, like, you know, where you come from and what's your perspective on gay culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, because I have my opinions, you have your opinions, and just like there's going to be a lot more opinions. Like, I really would like, I'm going to have a roster eventually, so you'll be seeing a lot of faces on here one day, and then it'll be like all of us, and if you're down to come back again, maybe in response to what we talk about today, I think that'd be so
Yeah,
awesome.
and I want people to know, too, that, like, I don't have it together all the time.
But
nobody does.
Journey? That's the perfect part of it. Like,
but that's the beauty in it as well.
Yes.
The days that I don't have it together, it's a big setback for a greater comeback.
Thank you.
So I'm okay with that. Some days I don't have it together and I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
But I eventually get out of that. Yeah. And I want people to remember that and hear that.
Yeah. This is let's talk about, okay, here's the next part, and we already kind of talked about it though. Is there any more you would like to add on the relationship perspective of gay culture?
I think we pretty much covered it. What I wanted to say, the whole monogamy thingy, it can exist.
Thank you for saying that, because I feel like a lot of us who go into it think it doesn't, and it does. One of the things I do want to encourage, even when you're going on these apps, it doesn't matter if it's Tinder, Grindr, whatever. If you're looking for someone or something, you need to put it out there what you're looking for. You know, and don't be scared, because maybe that isn't what you're looking for, but you need to put it out there first.
And I honestly don't see those apps as a bad thing all the time.
No,
to be honest with you.
And that's what I'm saying, like, because it's a way to discover what you want.
Right, definitely. And on top of that, and if you know what you want, it's going to be even better.
Yeah.
And my thing is, my explanation, I always tell people this about the apps. Do I like being on there all the time? No. But us as a gay community, it's not openly really accepted. Even though we're more out than we were, and the people that are big brothers and sisters in our past that fought for the rights that we have now, it's more, but there's still discrimination that happens, you know, in the gay community, being gay. So it's like, the reason why I say that is because, where was I going with this?
I'm ready. That's how I was
right.
Like, I'm hearing it.
At the end of the day, like, when it comes to this discrimination aspect of it, like, I don't want it to get me down. I really don't. I use the apps as a way to open myself up to meeting people still. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I don't look at the gay apps as such a bad thing all the time, because if it's not accepted in the general world of us, it's really hard for us to meet people, especially speaking for me, where it's like when I go out into the world, I feel like for me, I'm obviously gay. You can look at me and tell that I'm gay. So I guess it falls under the femme category, you know? And it's harder for me, I would say, to meet people because the guys that, let's say, I tend to, like, I think opposites attract.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
so femme energy sometimes attract masculine energy.
Yeah.
For the most part. There's some people that like mass. Everyone's preference is different.
Yeah.
I like a mixture of both, but for the most part, if somebody is considering themselves mass, and they actually are mask, right?
Yeah.
Masculine.
Yeah.
How do you even know they're gay?
Very true.
So that's the reason why I don't feel like those apps are such a bad thing, because it gives you an opportunity to communicate. It gives you an opportunity to open yourself up to an extent where you let people know, I'm open to this. I'm open to finding something. I'm open to finding a relationship, or I'm open to finding a threesome. I'm open to finding like an orgy. Whatever you're open to, like you said, be upfront with what you're looking for. I don't think that those apps are bad all the time.
No.
I guess one bad apple doesn't spoil the bunch for me.
And you said a lot there, because these apps, especially for someone who's just barely come out the closet, and you're trying to find people like you know, and it's like, I don't even know where to begin. It's like, where can I find more like me? Because I don't see them. They're there, but just like you, they're scared too. They can't be like, maybe it depends on the neighborhood where they're living. They walk out, switching their hip, boom, done. Or it depends. It's like, we all, I don't want to say we all, because we don't. Some just walked in and said, I'm gay. Like, oh, we knew. About time. Or some like, go back in the closet, because no, you're not. So it's like, we can't say all, because it does not exist. It all does not. Because there are categories, there are experiences that makes each and every one of us different from the next, but it also makes us unique and special. I can say, when I moved to Arizona, didn't know anybody out there, really. Grindr, I actually gained a lot of friends from Grindr, and still in touch with them till this day.
How you use it.
It's literally how you use it, because like sometimes like I'm just like looking for friends, because I'm just out here. I'm not trying to hump everyone, because then who am I going to be able to call?
Sometimes we get lonely, and it's okay to hump sometimes. It is. Like, don't act like you're angels all the time. I own my shit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you get older, and well, not everyone, because some people are older as fuck and they're still playing their little games that they play. Right, but at the same time, it's how you use it, where you are in your life, where your mindset's at. So I don't look at that as a bad thing. It's a great way to communicate still, to stay in contact with your peoples.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I think that's the place where you can. I know what I said earlier about like my opinions on these married couples that I see on these certain apps. Yes, that may be a bad taste in my mouth, but I'm not trying to say stop doing what you're doing, because you get on the app. At least I give you kudos for saying that.
Right.
Because just may not be my thing. That doesn't mean that it's not someone else's thing. And at least there's maybe another married couple is looking for another married couple to do their thing, and you took balls to say it. Kudos to you for not hiding it. Because so many people are on there hiding stuff.
Yeah.
Like, for you DL motherfuckers, stay in your lane. But for those who are married, put it out there, and you're not trying to be DL, and you even may have a link to your man. I'm like, well, maybe your man's better. No, just kidding. No, but I mean, kudos too, because I'm not completely hating on the fact that
DL guys worked for me at one point in time in my life. I asked the question, though, if you're with somebody. I will ask that, because I will not mess with I will not help you cheat on nobody. I'm not a cheater. Yeah. But I will say, I'm from the old school. So my business, when I'm single, when I want to have a good time or whatever, and I don't care. I'm an adult. I make safe, smart decisions for myself. I pay my own bills. No one can tell me what I can or cannot do. So in the end of the day, when I was single, heartbreak, out of my situation or whatever, them DLs, your business don't get leaked out like that. So at a point in time, it worked for me. I'm not saying that that's the way to live. True. That ain't for me no more. But I'm saying, like, it was nice because no one knew my business. Well, now all y'all know my business. Don't tell nobody. Whoever's listening to this, don't say shit to nobody.
You know, it's funny that you say that because it does work for certain people.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
works.
It does.
Open relationships work.
Yeah.
Monogamy works.
Yeah.
It works for different people.
It depends on the people. I am just one person. He is just one person that has an opinion, just like you have an opinion on your relationship.
Right.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right. It is what it is. And it works for you, it works for you.
And that's why hoping me sharing my experiences, maybe you don't have to be at a point in your life where DL guys did it for you. I'm just saying, maybe this you listen to me and you be like, "Ooh, I don't want to be like that JD bitch." Like she over there fucking with DL guys. So her business eye out there. Like, I'm just, I'm just speaking when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm old school, but we talking about it now. I'm giving you the truth. I'm giving you the real. So you pulled it out of me, Will.
Sorry. It's good. It needed to come out.
Right.
So, I'm glad that you were actually
stay away from them.
What'd you say?
Nothing. I said stay away from them.
Yeah, the DO ones are it's scary. Because to me, that's how diseases to me get really spread too. You got the DO ones and you got they go home with their woman and things. But anyways, now here's how would you, this is a very touchy, very strong part of just discrimination, because sometimes there's just too much discrimination, especially for the fresh ones coming out, and they are so lost, they don't know who they are, and they're coming into a community where they're trying to find themselves, trying to find out where they can fit in. We're already trying to fit in high school, and high school just gets worse and worse per year. Bullying I mean, it's gotten worse every year.
And the gay life is kind of like high school. You fall into a category. You're a geek. You're a nerd.
What clique do you fall?
Right.
Are you the cheerleaders? Are you the jocks? Are you the nerds? Are you the goths? Are you the agape one?
Right.
Which one are you? And it's gotten to that. And it's so sad because, like, I thought I graduated. I didn't want to go back into high school. I thought we were, like, adults. Like, what the heck? And then you get people who just do not know how to handle it, so they commit suicide.
Mm.
And so, for those, what would be, like, an encouragement to those, knowing what we know already? And I know what I would say, but I would like to hear from someone else, because this happens all the time. And there are helplines that help these individuals who are coming out the closet, who have been abandoned from their family. They're trying to find their next family. And in gay culture, you can find family. It just depends on where you're looking. But what if they didn't get a chance to see it in time, and they have a short amount of patience, you know? And it's like they give up because everyone's turning them away. You're not thick enough. You're not skinny enough. You're not muscle enough. You're not mask enough. You're not femme enough. You're never enough. So, of course, they're going to just give up, like, I don't know. And then if they don't know that they're enough, then who's going to tell them that? I feel like there's always a chance someone does come in, but then again, I don't know. I can't make that
my advice for that, and again, everyone's opinion is like a butthole. We all have one. But my advice for someone who's thinking that way, it goes back to what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? And my advice would be stop listening to what other people are saying. You hear what I'm saying? Stop listening to the negative stuff. Hold on to the positive people that are in your life. Hold on to the positive thoughts. Sometimes I'll be in such a funk myself where I have to break out and do something different where it's more positive for me. Whether that means going to get a massage for that self-love, taking care of yourself, having a facial, you know what I mean? Going out and getting a mani-pedi. Something for you to make yourself feel good. Because once you take care of yourself, it exudes out. So for me, stop focusing on what other people are saying and focus on yourself. That's how I get out of a lot of my, I would say stuck modes, closed modes where you're thinking, damn, I'm not good enough. No one's gonna want me. No one's gonna like me. Da, 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 da. We all go through that. We all have insecurities. Everyone's level is different on how they handle it, and two, how much is coming at them. So I say shut it out. Shut out what they're saying and focus on yourself. Focus on the people that love you. Focus on the positive feedback that you're getting from people. Because I'm sure you'll find somebody in your life that's always rooting for you in your corner.
Yeah.
And it's okay to have those go Ricky, go Will, whoever's on your corner.
Like a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cheering you on. Yeah. I think that's what you said there is so important because like you really gotta stop listening to people because stop putting worth in people more than the worth in yourself. Because we're too busy listening to everybody and what their opinions are on us. And I encourage you to get your own opinion on yourself, but stop beating yourself up. Because we are always focused on the shell of us. When we look in the mirror, we see just all of what's wrong with us.
Yeah.
Stop.
And easier said than done.
But it's
Let me tell you.
done when it's done.
Right. Once you get through that hoop,
it gets easier.
It gets easier.
And you're going to continue to face challenges, but that makes you that much stronger. And so you're going to want to have challenges. You want to get uncomfortable because there's something to come out of that. There's some way you're going to evolve or there's some way you're going to get stronger. But if you have a certain amount of people that they care about you, it's not advice, but listen to them. If it's a criticism, constructive criticism, or there's something that they're saying that you don't want to hear, but you need to hear, listen. But if you are surrounded by people who are always just beating you down with their words, it's not you, it's them.
Right.
I'm just telling you, like, they're unhappy because, number one, you got a fresh start. They don't. Okay? I'm just saying, for the newbies coming out the closet, you don't know where you're going, and you just feel like everyone's just pushing. There's a lot of jealousy out there, too. And it's just not only in the gay community, it's in every community.
Right.
There's a lot of jealousy going on because people's beginnings didn't start off like yours, maybe. Their beginnings started off savage and hard, and then they're jealous and they're mad and they're bitter because they have not moved on.
Right.
They haven't let it go, so they want to punish everybody that comes in their way. Don't let them get to you. Don't. Because you got to know your worth.
Amen.
Okay? So.
And take it from us, like, we fall on the spectrum of highly discriminated against.
Yeah.
I'm a gay, Asian, at that time, extremely overweight man. That's highly discriminated against. No fat, no femme, no. I fell under that category, baby, and I rocked it. But in the end, not everyone's going to have that confidence or that positive mindset. But I want you to keep hold of that because when you come out on the other end, trust me, baby, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Hey!
Oh my God, I love it.
Period.
I love it. There's God, what gave you that confidence? Like, how did you?
It's
get
the morals
that
and
confidence?
values. I'm really thankful for my mom and my dad and us seeing the beauty in. I think that I was luckily instilled with that self-love within my family that I kept that with me. I've always kept that with me. There's morals and values where I see, growing up, like, in being an adult gay male, like being out there, I see things that people are like more quickly to do that I don't do because it was really installed in me not to. So for instance, and I hope that I'm not going too off topic with this, but drugs and gays. I have never experimented with any hard drugs like that. I don't have any desire to. It was instilled in me not to touch those kind of things, not to do those kind of things. Yeah. It was it's certain things, morals and values I kept. And I think that's what really helped me kind of get through the dark times and keep myself, keep me,
Yeah. It's interesting that you said that because I never had a desire. Drink, but smoke, drugs.
I do little weed. That weed is not bad. That's my opinion, and it's not.
I mean, I can count on my hand.
Who can handle it?
True, but I can count on one hand how many times I even actually smoked.
It helped me sleep.
But
helped me
this is
sleep.
only when I had, like I said, sprained my ankle a long time ago, and so
I have glaucoma.
Oh my god!
I got a prescription for it. Okay. I actually have not smoked in, I would say, over 2 months.
Yeah. Wow.
Fitness goals. It made me eat.
Yeah.
I had the munchies like, motherfucker. This is some good. It's some good material.
It's very good.
And you know the lighting made me a little bright. So
it goes back and
up.
forth. It gets.
If you know, I did one of these for like 2 minutes.
Why it does that.
We look good together on camera. Look at this. That dynamic noodle. It's Nacho and Noodle. That is funny. I'm gonna trademark that.
Nacho and the noodle.
Nacho and Noodle.
Oh my goodness.
It ain't Menudo either. It's Noodle. Okay.
Like I was saying, like about the whole morals and everything like that. That I never dived into any drugs and something like that because of my morals and my upbringing. I never ever picked up a cigarette. I never was attracted to the smell of it. I never had a desire to do coke or meth or anything like that. I just never had a desire. The only thing, like I said, I like to drink. I'm not an alcoholic. I can control that. I don't even have to do it. I enjoy it like socially. I mean that's TMI, but but just I think really it is your upbringing because I never really was curious about that. I guess I've seen so many videos and movies about what happens when you're growing up in high school and everything. I was like, oh, I didn't want to try to do that.
Right.
Not me.
But I am thankful though that in the gay community you try things sometimes that you normally wouldn't. And my thing is that you get to live. You see what I mean? Like you get to maybe check it off your bucket list or try it at least so that you know it's not for you. And I feel like a lot of the times these DL straight guys that want to experiment and stuff, these are the ones that are taking home the HIV to their wives. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I feel like suppression is not a good thing because I believe in filters, but I think that suppression sometimes make you do those risque behaviors that you wouldn't naturally do.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm thankful for, are there things that I want to go back and change? Yes, everyone has those. I wish that I would have done this different. Wish I would have done that differently. But I will say a lot of the experiences that I had and the things that I've tried and the things that I've learned in my past, it's made me the person I am today, and I'm happy with who I am today.
Yeah, same here. And I know I say it a lot often when I do my shows. Like I have no regrets because it made me who I am.
Right.
Because I remember when I was interviewing a friend of mine, and he's like, even though he's like, even though I do have HIV, I still wouldn't change anything about how my life have formed me to be because I wouldn't be able to see things the way I see things now. And, coming from anybody who comes from something that you may think is like a bad thing, it created something more to who they are. And so that's why I even look at myself like zero regrets because everything happened. And if I didn't maybe turn that one corner, or if I didn't, my car didn't flip over, or, that person didn't say that person to me and I held my peace, I would not be who I am today.
Right.
And meet the people that I've met in my life. And even if it was a crossroad and it was not good, it was negative, whatever, I'm still thankful for that experience because it helped me see something new, something different in a different way. And that's why I love doing this show because I don't want to be the only one with my perspective and my opinions because we all have opinions. I could get 20 people and they're all going to have something different to say about what we talked about today.
Right.
So it's
Definitely.
I have what I have to say. We kind of may agree.
And I'm not knocking your opinions. Your perception is your reality. My perception is my reality. Everyone can experience the same thing, but have a million different opinions about it.
If you don't respect yourself, you're not going to easily respect others. I respect myself so I can respect you and your opinions. Even if it doesn't, I'm like, I don't agree with that, or I'm not going to convert to that. But I'm appreciative of that you opened up and shared that.
And if you get offended by it, you might secretly be ashamed of it. So, bloop.
Okay, because when you ask people questions and they're like,
and they can't talk about it,
that offended me. I'm like, it's because it's true, obviously. So if you, have thick skin,
Right.
Because I got thick skin. I know you got thick skin. So
I'm Mystique, okay? I can transform my skins, okay? I got a thick skin.
Camouflage.
Okay? I adapt, okay? Corporate road. Hello. 95. Hello.
So do you have any questions for me?
Whoa, this might be going off topic though. You brought up a great conversation that I would love to be a part of one day. The whole HIV thing. What is your opinion on that?
On HIV?
Would you date somebody that's
yes. Why would I not? Like, I've dated people who've had it. So I
have too.
So I just don't feel like, because if I was in that situation, I would hope that someone treats me as a human.
Right.
Because one of the first things that a few of them would say, like, oh, I have it. I'm like, okay, so am I supposed to treat you any different?
Right.
And they're like,
and they already have that
God.
guard up to make us just expect to be treated like shit.
I hate that, and I don't hate a lot of things, but I really hate that because you're human. Because we fight so hard to look human and be human, and it just really sucks because it's like you're already discriminating, like, oh, there goes the disease. It's like, what? No, bitch, you're the fucking disease.
Right.
Because you didn't do what you're supposed to do and just passed it on.
And you don't know how people contracted it.
Yeah.
They might have
the
been
ones that I've come into contact wasn't them, it was their partner.
Yeah.
A lot of them are like, my partner, they cheated. I'm like, oh.
That's the reason why I feel like it goes back to the suppression thing, because it's been so suppressed that when they do it in secret. Yeah. And they do risque behaviors and actions stuff, and this is the reason why I love to talk about it.
And what's done in the dark comes to the light.
It comes to light.
So it's like those things come, and it's sad that you just did that to somebody else who was all about you.
Right.
And
because I've known relationships of people who one person was positive and the other one was negative, and they've been married for over 10 years, and the situation is still the same. He's still negative, this person's still positive.
Yeah.
I think that a big thing for me, the reason why I don't discriminate, and I'm very open-minded when it comes to this, when it comes to someone's sexual status, I protect myself. I get on PrEP. I get tested every 3 months. Even if I'm not, even though I've been sometimes I go without sex for TMI for, more than 6 months, and I still will get tested on a regular basis. The reason why I don't discriminate is because I had a really, really good friend who fell into that category where, he was doing it was alcohol, somebody penetrated him, and just like that, he was positive. And the thing is, he never told me, and we were friends for years, but that's the thing. Why would he have to tell me? Because we're not having sex with each other. Yeah. There's no reason for him to disclose that. But when he got to a point where he ended up telling me, I was like, that's why I was like, I could never discriminate, because I could see myself falling in, like, when you have best friends, really good friends.
Because
right. It might not have, it don't get sexually. I would love to have somebody that I'm intimate with sexually and mentally like that. But that person in my life at that time was a great great friendship for me. And I couldn't see somebody discriminated against you because of your status. So I couldn't do that to somebody. I think that was what would... And the thing is, this is like my younger gay years. I'm talking about when I just turned 21 and I was coming out. And, this was like, wait, I'm 30, turning 32 again. Yeah. This is like 10 years ago. So this for me was a learning experience. Like, I couldn't discriminate against somebody because of their status. They're still human, like we said in the end of the day. So...
Yeah. Because, honestly... all of us are dying every day. It doesn't matter what you're dying from. You're dying every day because you may.
Miss Rona's taking a lot
you
right
may
now.
You may have corona.
Right.
You may have HIV. You may have AIDS. You may have cancer, but you died at a car accident.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, we're dying every day, and you can't say, just put someone in a box. Stop putting each other in a box. Like, we really love conquers all. I know that's cliche, but it's true, and it creates peace. Religion does not create peace. It divides. Politics divides. Cults and all that divides. I mean, that's a heavy topic that I'm leaving you guys with, but the truth is, in war,
right,
that divides, and there's no peace that comes from it.
Some people don't even know what they're fighting for.
They don't. So, if you really want to conquer something, love more.
Amen. take it to those apps too. I get it. Be upfront with what you're looking for, but you ain't gotta be mean. Some people want to be on there just to have a conversation. Why spread negative energy when you can make somebody smile within it? I get it. If you're on there and you're this horny ass fucking toad that you just want to get it in, and that's what you're looking for, somebody message you can easily be like, no disrespect. And it takes 2 seconds. Like, don't even make an excuse. Like, I don't got time for it. It's 2 seconds. You on there looking for ass or dick. You had time to be nice to somebody and be like, you know what? I'm just looking to hook up right now. I get that you're looking for that. We're not looking for the same thing. Boom. Yeah. You ain't gotta go into it. You ain't gotta be an asshole about it. Like, I just feel like treat everyone with the respect that you want to be treated with. It's very hypocritical for people to expect respect but then not give it.
Yeah, and I've said this many times on my show, but stop putting expectations on people because you will always be disappointed because they don't know what's in your mind.
Right.
They don't know.
Especially if you're bad at communicating. They're not gonna know what you thinking about. I have my moments where I'm bad at communicating. I'm a Cancer. We emotional. I'm like, if you don't understand that this is what I was feeling at the time, I know I'm crazy. I own it.
I've been crazy.
That's why I have a small circle. You either understand me or you don't. That's not always good. Again, I'm working on that because you don't grow when you have people that just agrees with you all the time. You don't grow as a person.
Oh gosh, if you have someone like that's right, I know. And don't date someone who's always agreeing with you.
Right.
Like, say no sometimes or question me like, wait, what did you say? I just called you a name, but you said okay.
You just want to be choked. That's what it is. We all want to be.
It might be nice.
We all want to be sometimes.
Shut me.
Right. I don't want to be in control all the time. Well, maybe that's just me speaking, but never mind.
You guys some TMI. All those who are looking for
don't you sell my ass on your podcast. My phone number is 619. Ooh, Lord.
So on our topic today is we really went around a lot and some heavy stuff too. Would there be anything that you would like to add to just this? Is there any encouragement that you would like to give? We did talk about people coming out of the closet, but if there was something you would like to tell our community about our topic, what would it be?
Follow me. I try to stay really positive sometimes.
He does.
And
he really
again,
does.
I don't have all the answers. I am not Allah. Sometimes I'm a petty ass bitch. But in the end of the day, I do try to stay positive. I do try to spread positive energy. And if you can have a bad day and I put a smile on your face, Will's positive too. Follow him too.
Thank you.
On Instagram, PrettyRicky24. And on my Facebook, I've been teaching. It has my link to get to my Facebook on my Instagram. But if you look up my name, Ricky Syapeth, Sayapheth. I know it's a long last name because I'm Laos.
I'm so glad you did that.
Right. Sayapheth, Ricky Syapeth. I teach my Wednesday class just for this month. It's for the nonprofit that I work for. It's to celebrate sobriety. I'm going to give positive. I'm going to try to stay positive. You know, I don't have it right all the time, but follow me. Like, it's impossible for you to get everything and completely heal from the time that we're talking on here. But if you follow me, hey.
Yeah. Please do. I'll have a link on the YouTube and also on my Nacho Cafe podcast Instagram.
You better use a good photo of me too.
I will too, and I'll of course have a little clip of us talking.
You know what's crazy though? When I turned 21, July 19th is my birthday. It was Pride in San Diego. Now it's Pride again.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm basically the gay baby Jesus. Listen to me.
You see him put himself on the platform like, get somewhere.
It's self-love. It might be self-love.
Don't you try to...
Right. It might be a little bit, full of myself. But I'm a fool. I'm kidding. Laugh.
Low-key.
Okay, laugh.
He ain't kidding.
No, I am.
It came out his mouth. He can't see it, okay?
Laugh. Smile. Hold on to the positivity. That I think that would be my final message is like really, really hold on to the positive people in your life, because the people that are positive in my life has gotten me through a lot. And trust them. Trust their heart, you know? Because not everyone's perfect. There's patches, rough patches that you're going to go through all the time. And you have to give people slack, because wouldn't you want slack when you're going through your shit? Yeah. So, you know.
That's some kind of advice that I definitely need to take myself, because I know how I am. I can be hard all the time. You got to learn each other's language. You got to learn, like, most friends, we all have our language. So it's like you have like a code word, and you don't even have to explain it's a code word. You just know. It's like, Will, I need you to listen to me. And it's not even like, why'd you put your hand on my... Not even. It's like, in other words, don't say nothing, just listen to me. I need to get this out, blah, blah. Perfect. That's the relationship we have. Be there for yourself. Be present. And really spread positivity, like he was saying. Like, just really spread the love, the self-love, the encouraging. Just love. Be there for each other. Like, we need to be there for each other. Like, we're going in this world right now, or I should say our country, we're just going through a lot of hate.
A lot of beatdown.
A lot of misunderstanding of things. And the thing that we can do right now is really be there for each other. And it's amazing. I've seen a lot of us being there for each other. It's beautiful. Don't stop. Don't stop because of issues conquered.
And the positive stuff that I'm spreading, it ain't corny and it ain't fake either. Yeah. Because when I do have my down days, I stay off social media. I'm not posting that. I'm trying not to post any negative stuff. When I'm having those positives, they're genuinely, authentically positive days to spread positive message to people who don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Right. It's a wrap, baby.
I think that's good. I think that's really good.
You gotta wrap that period. This is Nacho and Noodle. Nacho and Noodle tune in out. You know, catch us next week.
Yes.
Same time, same place. Period.
Thank you so much for being my guest on the show.
Thank you.
This will not be the last time, I hope.
It will not. I honestly, next time I want it to be a group thingy.
That is my
This
goal.
will be fun. To let you know now, I think this was my first push into the pool. It's not bad. I'm
see, you guys heard it from his mouth, okay?
It's not bad.
Because when I ask you, when I
support black businesses. Buy black, period.
Yes, honey. Like, yes, and did I overdo it or did I overdo it? Black.
Right.
Come on, stop.
I think there's a theme going on here.
Oh wait, hold on. Let's switch the mic.
You're so stupid.
All right, well, bye guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to our show.
Thank you for having me.
Until next time, we're out.
And that completes today's Taco Bout It Tuesday episode on Nacho's Cafe. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next Tuesday for the next TBIT episode. And remember, when you run into a mental wall of personal perspective, talk about it.
Real crazy.
I wanted to wear a mic to look official or whatever.
Ooh, it's good.
No, for real. You use the other one. Here, plug in yours. We're going to plug this in right here. Look, we're going to plug this one over there. We're going to begin so I can down this. Wait, let me do this first. You got to give me the...
Go ahead.
We're going to start right now?
Yeah.
Don't do that. I'm ready. Let's go.